Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round one of the league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on July 18th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. More info in the description. League Cup, Saturday, July 20th, 11 a.m. Central at Die Hard Games. And check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as league challenges, league cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, Gardevoir. On the right, Tsareena EX. Monkey Dory in the active spot over on Gardevoir's field. They are going first. We also got a Fluttermane and a Ralts on the bench. Earthen Vessel is being played now, discarding a Super Rod in order to search the deck for 2 Psychic Energy. That's exactly what this Gardevoir deck wants to do, get this Psychic Energy in hand, so that way we can get it in the discard with things like Ultra Ball and Kirlia's Refinement abilities. Energy attached to the active Monkey Dory, Psychic Energy of course, in order to pay retreat, to retreat into that Fluttermane. We got the Fluttermane in the active with his Midnight Fluttering ability. As long as this Pokemon's in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities. Across from that Fluttermane is that Brute Bonnet there with the Toxic Powder ability. I believe that is a Radiant Hisuian Sneasler on the bench as well. Ultra Ball is being played to discard a couple cards in order to search the deck for Bound Suite. Can't have Tsareena EX if we don't have the Bound Suite. I don't think Bound Suite has any relevant attacks. Hits is there to evolve, but if it comes up, we'll look it up on the fly and educate everybody here in the Professor's Lab today. Basic switch into that Bound Suite, and then next is Iono. Both players shuffle their hand, put it at the bottom of their decks, and then draw cards from the top equal to their remaining prize cards. Both players getting 6 cards here. Basic switch was good there because that Brute Bonnet has 3 retreat. It would have took a long time manually attaching to get it out of the active. Energy attached to the active Bound Suite. I guess this is okay because you know the Gardevoir deck doesn't go in with aggressive attacks early, so the Bound Suite's okay to be in the active. Next is a Nest Ball. That item card allows the player to search their deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench, and we're gonna find the greatest support Pokemon, Bidoof. Bidoof has that cool ability that protects it from attack damage when it's on the bench, but I guess it is kind of relevant in this matchup with that bench sniping Screamtail. Alright, our Tsareena EX players board is looking pretty developed here. I'd probably like to see another Bound Suite instead, or as well, but one is, you know, the benchmark that we had to take. It looks like that Bound Suite did attack. A coin was flipped. 10 damage was done. I'm not quite sure. I guess it could be relevant, right? Let's check and see what Bound Suite does. As long as I have the right Bound Suite here from Paradox Rift, Quick Blow, 10 plus. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage. So it looks like that's what happened here on the field, and so we will roll with this game here. Artisan is put into play over on Gardevoir's side. That stadium allows the player to search their deck for a basic non-rule box Pokemon to add to the bench. Another Ralts will join the party here. And now we need to see some Kirlia. More Ralts. Start off with Arven. Arven, the supporter for turn, allows the player to search their deck for a item card and a tool card. The item, of course, can be that Buddy Buddy Poffin. That's how we could find more Ralts. The tool card can be that Technical Machine Evolution, but we will see what our player decides to go with here. They are taking a look at their hand, seeing what's there, so that way it can better inform their decision off of Arven, as Ultra Ball and Technical Machine Evolution is found and attached to the active Pokemon. Ultra Ball will be played now to discard 2 cards to then search the deck for a Pokemon. Ultra Ball got rid of the Tatsugiri and a Psychic Energy. And are we going to the Gardevoir EX this turn? Yeah, valuing, protecting the Ralts on the bench, I guess. Nope, nope, just preparing for next turn. Okay. So what happened here? Ultra Ball was found to grab, or played to grab a Gardevoir for next turn. Then Fluttermane in the active has the Technical Machine Evolution tool attached to it. That tool gives the Pokemon it's attached to the attack evolution. When you use that attack, search your deck for, or you evolve 2 Pokemon on the bench by searching your deck for the Pokemon that they evolve into and put it on top. They evolve. Double Curlia in play now. The Technical Machine Evolution does get discarded at the end of the turn. Usually does not matter, but we'll see if our players catch it here. Either way, action is over on Tsareena's side as they resolve an Artisan to find another Bound Suite and play an Arven of their own. Now they can search their deck for a trainer card, or excuse me, a item card and a tool card. Whoa, Rare Candy and the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule are found. That Ancient Capsule will unlock Brute Bonnet's Toxic Powder ability. When it's attached to the Brute Bonnet, Toxic Powder does, you may poison both active Pokemon. Rare Candy evolves that active into Tsareena EX. It's here in play, ready to go. Grass Energy attached to the bench Bound Suite. And then the Brute Bonnet uses its Toxic Powder to poison both active Pokemon. And let's check out that Tsareena EX. From Paradox Rift, it has a couple attacks. The first attack for 1 Grass Energy. Icicle Soul. Put damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon until its remaining HP is 30. Its second attack, Trop Kick for 2 grass, 180 damage, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon, and it recovers from all special conditions. Okay, we got some synergy going on here. It looks like Icicle Soul was used to put damage counters on the opponent's active Fluttermane until it has 30 HP or less. But it's actually going to go for the Trop Kick. Was there enough energy on there for that? Ah, no, I'm missing the combo going on here. Okay. So Brute Bonnet is able to poison both active Pokemon. Okay. And then if you guys didn't know how poison worked, in between turns, the poison Pokemon will take 1 damage counter. Okay. The Radiant Hisuian Sneasler on the bench here has the Poison Peak ability. During Pokemon Checkup, put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon. Okay, so that's how we take care of the remaining 30 HP that the Fluttermane or any Pokemon would have, active Pokemon, I guess. But since they're poisoned, they take 1 damage counter in between turns from the poison, plus 2 more damage counters thanks to Radiant Hisuian Sneasler's Poison Peak ability. And when a Pokemon has 0 HP or less, they get knocked out. So goodbye, Fluttermane. And we're debating on which Pokemon to put in the active spot over on Gardevoir's side. Curlia moves to the active spot and play resumes over on its side as a Buddy Buddy Poffin is debating on being played or not. Yeah, we gotta play that league, Buddy Buddy Poffin, right? To search the deck for 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less to add to the bench. That league exclusive Drifloon joins the party, as well as another Ralts. And we resolve Buddy Buddy Poffin. Next is probably time to draw more cards with Curlia's Refinement ability. That ability allows the player to discard a card and draw 2 cards. That ability does synergize with getting Psychic Energy in the discard pile, which is Gardevoir EX's Psychic Embrace's strategy. Accelerate those Psychic Energy into play onto Psychic Pokemon from the discard pile. For each Psychic Energy accelerated in this way, take 2 damage counters. So our Gardevoir player is taking a good think about their next move. They're going to see how many Psychic Energy are in the discard pile. It looks like there are 3 currently. We have the Gardevoir EX in hand, of course. So Psychic Embrace can be online, but what's the goal here? What's the strategy? That Tsareena EX in the active spot has 310 HP, has 10 damage counters on it. So we're going to refinement a couple of times, discarding a boss and a Psychic Energy to draw 2 cards for each card discarded, of course, for each refinement ability used. And let's see what they can put together. Ideally, what would be the thing to do is power up that Drifloon, so that way it can swing for 300 damage, just enough to KO the Tsareena EX. With the Bravery Charm, that's possible, but I think we just need all the Psychic Energy in the discard pile for that. Is that the issue here? So an Arven is played to search the deck for an item and a tool. For those that don't know, the Drifloon has the Balloon Blast attack for 2 Psychic Energy 30 times. This attack does 30 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So with the Bravery Charm plus 50 HP, you can get 10 energy on that Drifloon to swing for 300 damage. Excuse me, 10 damage counters on it. Alright, so Counter Catcher is played to bring the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler in the active spot. Gardevoir EX evolves in the active spot. It accelerates 3 Psychic Energy onto itself with its Psychic Embrace ability, of course taking 6 damage counters, 2 for each Psychic Energy accelerated, and it will take the KO on the opposing Radiant Hisuian Sneasler with its attack that does 190 damage. Tsareena EX moves into the active spot and play resumes on its side as a Super Rod is played to shuffle back into the deck some resources. I didn't quite catch them, but it's any combination of Pokemon and or basic energy. Looks like they might be resolving an Artisan while in the deck. No, not quite yet. Irida is a supporter for turn. That card basically reads, build a Tsareena EX in this deck. But Irida is a supporter that allows the player to search for an item and a water Pokemon. Nest Ball will be played, to bring that recycled, thanks to the Super Rod, Radiant Hisuian Sneasler back into play. I assume there's already a rare candy in hand. Got the combo. Is that it? Is that all we need this turn? So yeah, Brute Bonnet poisons both active Pokemon. Radiant Tsareena uses its attack. I'm trying to learn about this today. Its Icicle Soul attack. Put damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon until its remaining HP is 30. So we put damage counters on the active Gardevoir until it was 30. Since it was poisoned, thanks to Brute Bonnet, it takes 1 damage counter plus 2 damage counters, thanks to the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler in between turns from the poison. And there you go, 0 HP, knockout. Scary Tsareena EX. Drifloon in the active spot, and player resumes on its side as an Arven is played here to search the deck for an item and a tool. Can we take the big KO on the Tsareena EX? We need to get 10 damage counters on the Drifloon. So that means 5 energy, 5 psychic energy need to be accelerated from the discard pile onto the Drifloon with a Bravery Charm. Arvin here can find the Bravery Charm if it's already not in hand, but we also need a Gardevoir EX in play, of course, to Psychic Embrace those energy from the discard pile. Reset, or excuse me, Unfair Stamp being pulled out of the deck by Arvin. Bravery Charm attached to the active Drifloon. Now, are there 5 Psychic Energy in the discard? I see the Gardevoir EX in the hand. Our Gardevoir player thinks twice about the unfair stamp grab there, and instead goes for more energy to discard with the Earthen Vessel discarding a TM Evolution to search the deck for a Darkness and Psychic Energy. Now the Darkness Energy will turn on Monkey Dory's Adrenabrain ability. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon has any Darkness Energy attached, you may move up to 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This combos nicely with the Psychic Embrace damage, of course, as Kirlia uses a Refinement to discard a Psychic Energy and draw 2 more cards. I'm sure we have enough Psychic Energy in the discard pile at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I see 5, though? Maybe not. The body language is telling me maybe not, at least. But we'll see what our Gardevoir player can put together here. Yeah, I don't. If there's not 5 energy in that discard, it's not happening. So we're just gonna swing for as much as we can. Put on the pressure. Yeah, I only see 4. So our Gardevoir player is struggling here, trying to decide what is the best way to end this turn. Swing really hard into the Tsareena EX. I think it has 2 damage counters on it, so the full 300 damage will be needed to be done. Okay, so we're going with a Cresselia here. I'm going to back up a little bit so we can see those actions. So I can see those actions a little bit more clearly. I think the Tsareena EX has 20 damage on it. Artisan is being resolved now to search the deck for Cresselia to add to the bench. Gardevoir EX evolves on the bench. Psychic Embrace to the active to just retreat. Psychic Embrace happens on the Cresselia. That's why it's got 20 damage. Psychic Embracing also to the bench. Ralts. No to the Gardevoir EX. And this is all for Cresselia's attack, of course. You're going to see all those damage counters go away. Cresselia has the Moonglow reverse attack. For 1 psychic, move 2 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So we had 3 Pokemon with 2 damage counters on them. Cresselia moves 6 damage counters over to the 60 HP Bound Suite on the opponent's bench to take the KO. And play resumes over on Tsareena's side with a Buddy Buddy Poffin being played. Buddy Buddy Poffin will find 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less, of course. Double Bound Suite hit the field. Our Gardevoir player got rid of 1. A Bound Suite came back like the Hydra. Here in this game 1, mid-game as an Iono is played, both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck, and then draw from the top cards equal to their remaining prize cards. 4 and 3 here, 3 for our Gardevoir player. And then Radiant Tsareena is going to do its thing. Now, let me check out Radiant Tsareena's second attack here. It'll do 180. So yeah, that'd be a lot more efficient attack to be doing. But maybe there's just no grass energy in hand. So we're going to do the Icicle Soul, Brute Bonnet, Sneasler combo. Okay. To take the KO. Gardevoir EX moves into the active spot as their trainer plays a Hisuian Heavy Ball to look at the prize cards and liberate a Screamtail they find there. swapping the Hisuian Heavy Ball with it, shuffling up those prize cards, and then laying them right back down. Kirlia evolves onto the bench. Screamtail hits the bench as well. And an Iono. First things first, Iono. To refresh both players' hands, disrupt the opponent's hand a little bit. And now is it time to start Psychic Embracing? This Radiant Tsareena has 3 damage counters on it now. So Gardevoir Psychic Embraces to itself, so that way it can retreat, pay retreat, into the Drifloon. And now we're going to finally see the Drifloon KO. Is it just because the Tsareena has 3 damage counters on it? And the Monkey Dory. Okay, I see. So Monkey Dory moved the 2 damage counters on the Gardevoir EX to the Radiant Tsareena. Radiant Tsareena, I believe, now has 3, 4, 5 damage counters on it, resulting in, let's see, 3, 10 minus 50, 260, of course. 260 HP, and that Drifloon is swinging for 240. Okay, so we're almost there. And that unlocks it. The Kirlia, the second Kirlia, discards a Psychic Energy with its Refinement ability to draw a couple more cards. Another Ralts hits the board. Are we doing enough? We can Psychic Embrace one more time onto the Drifloon. So then that would, for sure be more than enough to take the KO, but I will, for the sake of moving the video along, assume that there was enough damage on that Radiant Tsareena EX. Drifloon was doing enough damage to pick up the KO on it. And it's 2 prize cards to 2 prize cards in this end game. Bound Suite in the active. Ultra Ball played in order to find a Bibarel to finally evolve that Bidoof on the bench. And Bibarel uses its Industrious Incisors ability to draw up to 5 cards. We'd like to see a Radiant Tsareena EX. Rare Candy Radiant Tsareena EX needed. Our players taking a look at their hand, seeing if there's any way they can put that together. See, Boss's Orders. Oh, they need an energy too. Boss's Orders, Rare Candy, Tsareena, Grass Energy. So instead, attaching the Grass Energy to the bench Bound Suite. Brute Bonnet poisons both active Pokemon, further fueling the Drifloon's attack, of course. But it doesn't matter. There's only 1 prizers on Tsarena's side, and Drifloon KOs any of those as is, anyways. So totally okay to poison here, just to keep the pressure going, to keep something going. Yeah, it looks like that's what's going to be settled on here, and you have to take the turn off. 4-card combo would win the game now. A 3-card combo would win the game on the next turn for the Radiant Tsareena player. Rare Candy, Tsareena, Boss's Orders. Not quite sure what our players are doing here, but they're definitely trying their best to become the victor in this round 1 of our league tournament. Always a good time playing some Pokemon with the homies. It looks like it is our Gardevoir player's turn here. And they're debating on playing a Professor Turles scenario to potentially heal the damage from the Drifloon, but instead gonna just manually retreat it. Move the Screamtail into the active spot. Psychic Embrace now accelerates 3 energy from the discard onto that Screamtail. Screamtail would have 60 damage on it, and then Screamtail's attack is Roaring Scream. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So 120 damage. Roaring Scream takes out the benched Bidoof on the other side, Bibarel, excuse me, on the other side, and play resumes over there where the Bounce Suite's still in the active spot. We have the Bounce Suite on the bench with 1 energy. Now we need another energy as part of the combo. Rare Candy, Boss's Orders. Excuse me, Rare Candy, Tsareena, Boss's Orders, and an energy card. Alright, there's the Tsareena Ultra Ball. Discards a couple cards in order to search the deck for that Tsareena EX. Next is Rare Candy. Oh, the Prime Catcher! Professor V completely forgot about the A-Spec cards returning into our standard format here. Rare Candy, Radiant Tsareena, evolve the Bounce Suite on the bench that had the energy on it. Next, play the Prime Catcher. That A-Spec card allows you to bring up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon into the active spot, and then you do the same. We're going to target that 2-prizer, Gardevoir EX, and then do the combo. Radiant Tsareena's Icicle Soul puts damage counters on Gardevoir EX until its remaining HP is 30. Brute Bonnet's Toxic Powder, as long as that Ancient Capsule is attached to it, can poison both active Pokemon. And then in between turns, along with the single poison damage counter both Pokemon would take, the Gardevoir would take, Radiant Hisuian Sneasler's Poison Peak during the opponent's checkup. Put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon. Gardevoir gets knocked out, and our Radiant Tsareena player takes the last 2 prize cards of this round 1. That was awesome. What'd you think of this video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.